Ellen, it's lovely to see you and great to have a chance to talk to you. How is the lockdown for you?
It's weird, obviously. It's unprecedented times. So yeah, it is a little bit strange, obviously being at home a lot of the time. I think I'm getting on my husband's nerves a little bit. But yeah, I'm just trying to kind of keep a routine, really, get up a similar time. Got gym equipment in my home, so doing my gym stuff. And then also I've got a bike to do some exercise on there as well.
Do you think there's some positives from having a rest from the mental stress of playing and a little bit of the physical stress as well?
100%. It is strange not seeing everyone, not being able to play. I love training. I love the build up to games, the preparation, and I love to play games. So I think in that sense, it has been quite nice not to really think too much about football. I probably didn't really look at my analysis too much for the first 2 or 3 weeks. And then I've kind of got into it a bit more, looking at strikers, different strikers, goalkeepers, my own game. So it's been quite nice to freshen it up a bit. And when football does return, I'll be like a cannon. I'll be going all over the place. I'll fall in love again with the game.
And your friendship with Steph, of course, has been an important part, really, of the move to Manchester City, I would guess.
Yeah, well, I did say to her when I did sign, and then when I eventually moved, I was like, you could have told me it rained all the time, because I may have kind of thought, whoa. The main thing I wanted to speak to her about was her development, how her game changed under Nick Cushing, or also being at Man City. And I think her game's gone to another level since she's been at Man City. And I think that, was one of the key things that I really wanted to know about. I want to constantly develop my game, improve. I want to continue to learn. And I think that was one of the main things that drew me to Man City was, developing my own game.
How do you think you've done?
I've done all right. I think obviously going to a new club and getting injured straight away was very frustrating. It was challenging, obviously, getting fit again and getting back in the team. We've got a great striker in Pauline who was scoring a lot of goals as well. So it's trying to kind of embed into the team and learn the philosophy and also, the training and stuff. So I think I've done okay. Obviously, for me, I criticize myself all the time. So I want to get better. I want to improve. I want to learn and develop. So, I'm quite happy at the moment with how I've done, but I always want to do better.
Let's move on to England. And of course, Phil Neville is a good friend of us at Sky Sports. It's obviously a time of change. First and foremost, how much has he helped you develop your game?
A lot, to be honest. He first came with the decision to kind of say to me, just stay in the width of the 18-yard box. And he started that probably a year before the World Cup. Stay in the 18-yard box, the width of the 18-yard box. Don't run anywhere else. And that really got me, because I was like, I like to run everywhere. I like to help. I like to, I want to get on the ball. So I was a bit resistant to it. But, it started to come to fruition when I was, scoring a bit more goals within the 18-yard box. So when I was at the World Cup, I was really developing my game. I was probably running a little bit less, being more efficient in the way that I was moving and running and being really precise in the way that the timing of my runs and being in the width of the 18-yard box at all times, especially on attacking.
I want to talk to you about the way you score your goals, because the one-touchness of it is amazing.
I feel like I've really developed the way that I train and the way that I score goals. I think it's really important to work on the timing, the cross, the way it comes to you. I think so many people can train and be like, I'll get a touch perfectly, it'll come down, I'll shoot. I was like, that doesn't happen in games. You've got a defender coming right behind you, the goalie's flying out of you. There's so many different factors. So I've worked on, having that one-touch finish, watching how goalies perform, which goalie I'm going to be playing against. And I think I've really developed that over the last couple of years. I'll really focus and hone in on what goalie I'm playing against, how I can score my goal, whether that is a one-touch finish, whether I've got an extra touch. I probably haven't been the best footballer, but for me, it's about working hard and working hard to be in the right position. And I think I've got that thing where I'll just throw myself at something, whether I get knocked or hit. And I don't know whether that's just within me, but I want to be in the right position, and I want to just throw myself at anything to hopefully score. And I think that's what's within me, but then also working really hard on the training pitch, on those awkward finishes. So someone would just throw me the ball and I've just got to get something on it to hook it in. Or I think that's what's really developed my game is being bit different in the way that I train or the way that I've trained shooting drills as well.
You've got targets, haven't you? You can be the Women's Super League leading scorer. Kelly Smith, who's the top England goal scorer. You've got those. Are those things in the front of your mind or just tucked away in the back of your mind?
I didn't actually know about those things until quite recently, to be honest. Obviously, there'd be amazing things to achieve. And, in my career, I'd love to have, be able to say that I've achieved those things. But the biggest priority for me is to be able to win with my teammates, look at each other and be like, wow, look at what we've achieved. And if I was to be able to achieve those things personally, that would be incredible. Someone like Kelly Smith, she is, what she's done for England and the game, I think she's such an amazing striker, and definitely someone that I looked up to. Her rawness, her passion, how much passion she had for playing for England. And I feel like, that's something that, I really, hopefully people see that within me, how much passion I have. And, her achievements for England were incredible.
Lockdown has put tournaments on hold, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Postponements for a year. And how does that affect your way of thinking for your career going forward?
I think you can't shy away from saying that it is a little bit frustrating, but I think you've got to look at the bigger picture. You've got to look at the safety and the health of everyone involved, whether that is the athletes, the families, the spectators, everyone. You've got to think about the safety first. And, to put it positively, it gives us another year to prepare, whether that is Team GB or whether that is England, to prepare more so for a major tournament. And something like an Olympics, to be involved in that would be absolutely incredible. I can't explain how amazing London 2012 was, because it's just indescribable how amazing that was. And, to potentially be involved in that would be amazing.
It's great to talk to you, Ellen, and you articulate your skills beautifully. What when you're sitting here now with all these goals scored and the caps that you've won and the tournaments you've been at, is this something that you set your sights on from a very young age, or has it just sort of happened?
I feel like I've always played football. Like you said, I'd be playing in the backyard with my dad and my older brother, and my sister occasionally played, but she wasn't that great. But yeah, no, I don't think I ever envisaged what's happened so far. Going to 3 World Cups, going to an Olympics, winning trophies. I don't think I ever thought that would happen for me. I was very much concentrated on obviously playing football, but getting an education, going to university and concentrating on those things, not really realizing that I could become a professional footballer. I wanted to either work in maybe sport development or become a police officer. So it wasn't really professional footballer, wasn't from a young age. It was just that I loved playing football, and I thought it was a dream to play football. So I feel very privileged to be in the situation that I am, and I'm still loving it at 31, and hopefully everyone can see that. And I think it still blows my mind that people love doing that celebration that I do. So that's a fun thing to add on as well.
And you must be very grateful that your career's coincided with a tremendous development in the women's game, because if you'd been born 20 years earlier, you probably wouldn't be having this kind of career.
Definitely. I've kind of seen it all, really. I've been in a position where I've had to kind of get up early, go to the gym, work during the day, and then train in the evenings, which is what I was doing at Arsenal. And then I was obviously offered a professional contract. So I've seen it all. The growth of the women's game has been incredible. So many more people getting on board and supporting the game. And as you've seen at the World Cup, how many people want to watch women's football as well and get on board. And I've had so many people coming up to me saying, I could have watched Coronation Street, but I watched women's football. And I was like, well, that's the best thing ever. So it's been an incredible journey, and there's only hopefully bigger and better things to come, really.
And you've got your own trademark, which you can't do with your spectacles on at the moment. But the goal celebration is definitely total Ellen White. It's not unique, is it? Because I think we both know it's Anthony Modeste.
So me and my husband, we love watching German football, and going over there as well. You probably know, like, the atmosphere is incredible. At times you've got fans for both teams sitting next to each other, and we were watching Cologne versus Dortmund, and I had a Dortmund fan next to me high-fiving me when either team scored, and it was just a great atmosphere. And Anthony Modeste scored the winning goal for Cologne, and he did that celebration. And my husband kind of looked at me and went, oh, that'd be pretty fun to do, wouldn't it? You know, that would be a bit of a laugh. And I was like, yeah, it would be quite fun, to be fair. And we went to the She Believes actually after that, and that's when I scored against America in, you know, the 80-something minute, and we won, and I did that celebration. It's kind of all snowballed from there, really. But it's mainly because my husband spurred me on to do something a bit silly, and you know, I really like it. I like it. It's something different, you know, and I've seen so many people doing it, whether it's small kids or whether it's growing adults, and it puts a smile on people's faces.
I say we all love it because it does mean that England have scored, unless VAR has a say.
No, don't start.
Ellen, thank you so much for your time, and it's been a real pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.